Welcome to Life Mastery for Women. I'm your host, Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. I've been studying mind mastery and emotional management and energy work and its connection to spirituality for over 25 years. And in this podcast, I help guide you out of your daily struggles in life in the areas of health, wealth, relationships, and spirituality. Life is hard, but your daily growth doesn't have to be. Join me 3 times a week as I lead you inward on a healing, connecting, and creating journey. Let's go get that nugget of inspiration towards your transformation. Hey ladies, it's Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. Welcome to today's episode where I hope I am finding you manifesting with ease. If you're not manifesting with ease, and it is my intention that in today's episode I give you just one nugget of inspiration towards your transformation. Do I say this in every episode? I think I do. This is my favorite topic. This has been my favorite topic to talk about for probably 25 years, is the art of manifesting. Now, I know that longer ago, I did an episode on this, and I find this to be such an interesting topic because so many people, I would probably say more of the majority of people, either do not believe that manifesting is a thing, or they don't believe it's possible for them. They don't know how to do it, and so they pass it off as something that is impossible, and you just bang the world around until maybe hopes that you get some of the things that you want. And one of my favorite things that I hear often from a lot of people is, well, there's a couple different ones. If you're in a religious space, you hear, if it's in God's will, then the thing will happen, or everything has a reason. That everything that happens for a reason. I hate that phrase more than anything. And I know I just said it's my favorite, but my underlying, when I hear those two phrases, is like, you just don't know. Those people just have no idea, or they don't believe it, right? So Amy and I decided that we are going to hold a competition. And for the fun of it, because it can be so very, very, very specific, is we decided we're going to manifest money. And so we came up with a plan. We talked about it at length, like what the steps were. And then we started practicing. And I said, it's going to be a competition because here's what we're going to do. The first one to $1,000 wins. And of course, you already win because everybody manifests from their own point of attraction. And you get the money along the way. So we started at $20. The next is $50. The next is $100. The next is $500. And then $1,000. And I said, you can do different increments based on how you feel. Anyway, so I started, and it was really interesting. The whole story that unfolds I'll tell you the whole story. So my dad was downstate, and we were going to visit each other. He went downstate to visit my aunt, his sister. And a few days later, he was going to come back and visit me, stay a day, and then head back home. And so anyway, between his sister and my house, somewhere sort of in the middle, closer to my house than his sister's, all of this doesn't matter, lives my brother. And my sister-in-law called me and said that my brother was in the hospital. Something happened. He passed out. We're not really sure what's going on. So my dad and I were talking back and forth, and he was still in the hospital. He was in the hospital for like the whole day. And so we're all communicating and, oh my gosh, what's going on? What's happening? Whatever. And is he okay? We found out that he had a seizure. And so he's in the hospital, and they're running all these tests, and they're figuring things out and whatever. So, and you know how long hospitals stays are. So my dad and I were thinking, okay, well, we're going to meet. He's like, I think we should go to Scott's with my brother. I think we should go to Scott's and at least do a short visit, whether he's in the hospital or whether they send him home. And I said, okay. And so we get off the phone, and we make this plan. Well, anyway, so now backtrack a little bit. So that kind of plan is sort of set in motion. Okay. And Amy and I are in the process of manifesting. We started with $20. And so here's the process. And I'll get back to the story. So you start with a clear intent. And this is one of my favorite things to explore because simply you can create the craziest things. Here's how I view manifesting. It is like a clear canvas. It is a white canvas. You have all the paint colors in the world. You can paint anything you want on that canvas. It doesn't matter. It can be something extremely simple like an orange. It could be a $20 bill. It could be a purple monkey with a red rose. It could be a small dog. It doesn't matter. Anything you want. So the canvas is clear. That's what makes it somewhat overwhelming, but that's what makes it so fun. And this is when you have to get out of your adult seriousness and get into the space of creativity. If you can get into the space of like childlike creativity, you will find that living in this human existence can be a lot of fun. Can it be exhausting? Yes. Is adulting exhausting? Yes, it is. Can it be daunting? Yes. Can it be stressful? Yes, all of those things. However, take the time to get into this space, because when you start uncovering these things that I'm about to tell you, when you start uncovering them and practicing them and getting really, really good at it, your life becomes freaking magical. And now as an adult, you're like, shit, I can do anything I want. I can go anywhere I want. I can manifest anything I want and things. And it's just about practicing. It is about practicing. And somehow we as adults, I don't know where we get this from. And I have it too. I don't know where we get this from. We think that because I say it once and I do it once, I should be an expert and I should get immediate results. I should go to the gym one time, endure the treadmill, the stair climber, mountain climbers, leg presses, bicep curls, and I should walk out of there 20 pounds lighter. That's not the thing, right? And then I should be able to go right to the restaurant and order a basket of wings and a beer and a basket of fries. And then you're going to put that 20 pounds back on. But anyway, so it is somehow this belief that we think we can just do that one thing and have it be done. Now, there's twofold to this. You will have to practice. You're going to have to practice. And this practice, I'm telling you, is worth it. It is worth it. Because what else do you need to know? If you're 9 years old and you're trying to be a heart surgeon, then yes, it might take you a little longer to fulfill the dream of being a heart surgeon. But I will tell you, you keep that dream in front of you, you will be excited the whole way. Same as me becoming a public speaker. It was the whole way. And I lost the dream for a little bit in school when I was in high school or college. And then I gained it back. And now it is one of my favorite things to do. And I get to do it. I get to travel. I get to do different public speaking events. And now I want to hold my own events. So, but the thing is that you must practice. You must practice, and practice with weird, crazy things that you really, really know that it's only because of you. Here's how I started. And I'll get back to the story. When there was these, I called them fireside chats, and we had this family that we were really friends with when Bob lived at home and he was in Sea Cadets, and this family would come and hang out with us, and we would sit by the fire outside. We have this campfire, and we used to talk about manifesting all the time. And the group of us, there was probably 9 of us, and the group of us were like, okay, let's try to manifest something that is so out of the ordinary that you know that you manifested it because you never see it anywhere. So we started with a purple kangaroo. And my dad was at this particular meeting, and we were talking about a purple kangaroo. We all started talking about it, and then we talked about how fun it would be to see it, and it would be so funny. And have you ever seen a purple kangaroo? We're all like, no, we've never seen one, and whatever. And it was this big funny conversation, and then that was it. And we started talking about something else. My dad was heading downstate to his sisters, my aunt, and he stops at a small restaurant, McDonald's or somebody, and he calls me and he's like, you are not going to believe this. And I said, what? And he goes, I just saw a billboard, and I don't even know what it was for. It was for a car dealership or something. And there was a purple kangaroo on the car dealer, on the billboard. And then he said, and then when I get into the restaurant, this little girl came in with a stuffed purple kangaroo doll. All right. Now and he's laughing this is just crazy. But of course he got a little stuck thinking it's just coincidence. Okay. Make sure that it is so out of the ordinary when you first start playing with this, so you can know for certain that is you creating it. The space between all of the things around us, the air, I want to say it's like the air, right? The energy. And I say it all the time. Everything is energy. Everything you're looking at that appears to be physical, you break it down and go with this high-powered microscope. It is energy, right? We say it's made up of molecules and atoms and electrons and protons and whatever. And you keep going and keep going, keep going. There is nothing that is physical. It is energy. But because it is so slow moving, it appears as a physical item. I am holding in my hand a stress ball that looks like an orange, the fruit, an orange. It's colored orange. It's got the little stem thing. That's energy. And as I'm holding it, to me, it feels real. My body, my senses all feel it as a real item, but I know that it's energy. It is a slow moving energy, okay? So slow that it appears to be a physical object. I want to manifest, let's say, another one. I want 2 of them. Now, what's going to happen is I'm going to find one. Someone's going to bring it to me as a gift. I'm going to go to a parade and they're going to throw them out of the cars. One of the boys will bring one home from school. It'll just be this crazy way that it comes. It is not that I'm going to go to the store and buy one or go to Amazon and buy one. That is not quite the same thing. Okay. You are not going to be a part of the thing coming to you. Okay. So let me go back to my story. So I am manifesting $20, a $20 bill. And I'm going to tell you how I manifested it in a minute. I'll show you the process, or walk you through the process. And then I want you to practice. And then I want you to practice. And I want you to practice and practice and practice and practice until you get good at it. That's the whole point. And you're going to start, just like a scientist, you're going to start documenting how you do it so you can do it again. Okay? I have manifested several things once in a row. My goal now is to get so good at manifesting that I can do it 10 times in a row, 1,000 times in a row. And I'm just going to keep going and things are going to get bigger and bigger because I'm going to understand the process, which I'm going to teach you. So back to the story. So I wrote it down. I have a little tiny notebook and I write my intention. Okay, so get your notes out so you can pay attention to my intention. I write the date. I write the whole date. It was like March 28th, 2023. My intention is to manifest a $20 bill, free and clear with ease and grace. Okay. Now, I don't know. I could just go to my wallet and pull one out. That's not the same. When it comes to you, it needs to come to you in such a surprising way that it is out of the ordinary, something different. Because if it's the same, then all I'm doing is manifesting my past experiences. Okay, I've talked about that a couple of times in my past podcasts about how we are overcoming our body and our habits. So just going over there and going to the ATM and taking out a $20 bill is no surprise. It is no uncommon thing. When you're manifesting, you are creating what appears to be out of thin air. Okay, that's how things are going to happen. That's how it becomes so magical. And it just becomes different. Synchronicities, serendipities, possibilities, opportunities, right? You get a weird random phone call. Do you remember me talking about a few podcasts ago where I'm like, I'm going to step into the world of becoming a public speaker. I'm going to raise my price and I'm going to go on stage for $5,000, right? Which is actually a very low cost for a keynote speaker, but that's beside the point. Anyhow. And that's what I'm going to start doing. I'm not kidding you guys. Within a week, I was getting, like the whole year, I was hardly getting any speaking gigs. Within a week, I got a speaking gig and I landed it for $5,000. Okay? Out of nowhere. It was a person who heard me speak in Detroit, said that they wanted me for their big convention that they were having in West Virginia, and away we go. And that was it. Okay? So and it just comes like out of nowhere. Okay, you don't have to be a part of the creation. Like I don't have to get in the car and go to the ATM. Okay, I'm not a part of the creation. I'm just a part of the intention, not the actual creation. For example, and I'm trying to get back to the story here. For example, you go to the restaurant and you're ordering a burger and fries or a filet mignon or I don't know, some lobster or something. You don't place the order and then go back into the kitchen. You place the order and then you sit and enjoy your conversation, waiting for your lobster, your burger, your filet mignon to show up. You're waiting for it to be prepared and then delivered to you. That's kind of the same process as manifesting. Okay. So my dad is going to see my brother and I decide I'm going. He has a 4-hour drive and I have a 2-hour drive. So he gets a head start. I start going. I go to the grocery store. My sister-in-law is quite panicked, I would say. Taking care of my brother is a little bit difficult. He's a big guy and she's a very small girl. And so it can be difficult, and he's pretty stubborn and hard-headed. And so all of that was kind of freaking her out. I said, listen, I'm going to stop at the grocery store right there. I went right to the city, and 2 hours I'm there. And I'm at the grocery store, and I'm like, I'm going to stop at the grocery store. I'm going to get us some food, get us some lunches. So I get some sub buns and a bunch of vegetables and meats and cheeses and some pickles and tomatoes and whatever. And so I'm getting all these groceries, and it was about, I don't know, it was like $37 or something. And I get back in the car and I drive to my brother's house. Within 20 minutes, my dad shows up. And so my brother's there, and everyone's talking, and it's just me. It's me and my dad, and then my brother and my sister-in-law. And so she's putting the groceries on the table and kind of starting to cut and wash the vegetables and set the stuff out. It's like 1:30 in the afternoon or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And so we're going to eat soon, right? So then my brother is now going to help her. And so my dad and I go out into the living room. And he goes like, we kind of, our little secret, and how's it going, and how you feeling, and how's the drive, and, that kind of stuff. And he's like, so what did you end up doing? I said, well, I just stopped at the grocery store and I just got some groceries. And he goes, I want to give you some money. And he takes out his wallet and he hands me a $20 bill. Not 2 tens, not $15, not $30, a $20 bill. And I fold it in half and I put it in my pocket. Thank you, Dad. I really appreciate that. You didn't have to do that. Thanks so much. And I'm like, all of a sudden, I had this buzzing feeling in my body. And you're thinking, Jen, seriously? That's really your synchronicity? Yes, it is. And I'm going to continue to tell you stories about my manifestation throughout the podcast to come, because now my next one is the $50. Let's get to the process. As you know, in the very beginning, you have to start with a very clear intention. Now, if you want to start with money, I would suggest starting with a lower amount and a specific amount. I didn't say just $20. I said a $20 bill, okay, which was specific, in which I did manifest. It came to me. My dad doesn't always do that. He does not always offer to give me money. It wasn't a plan. We didn't talk about, I didn't say, hey, I'm going to go stop and get money or stop and get groceries. Will you split it with me? He didn't do that. We didn't have that conversation. It was unexpected, and I manifested it. Now, you might not agree, and that's okay, but I want to give you the process anyways, because I want you to practice. Because my thought is, what have you got to lose? What have you got to lose, and what have you got to gain? That's what I always tell people when they're like, oh, that manifesting, that's not real. I'm like, what if it is, though? What if it is? And what if that's the thing that you could get really, really good at? What if that's the thing? What if this is real? What if there is a thing that you can work with, this energy that is out in the world that we don't tap into because we are so engulfed in our environment and our 5 senses? What if it is real? And that's always been my thing. What if it is? And I practice it all the time. And I find it to be so fun. And I have lots of stories. I manifested $2,000 out of the blue. I've manifested the house I live in. I manifested my first dog when I bought this house. I've manifested, what else did I manifest? Tons of different things. And it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. Okay, so start with a clear intention. If you want to have fun, think of the things in your life that would be so weird. A pink mouse who is wearing a purple jersey with the number 23 on it. Have you ever seen one? A pink mouse wearing a purple jersey with the number 23 on it. Have you ever seen that? Think of that. Have a conversation about it. And I guarantee you tomorrow I'm going to see that. Someone's going to have a shirt on it, or there's going to be a meme, or I'm going to see a cartoon with that, or I'm going to see something because I just talk about it, right? That's what you're going to do. Now, but I want you to be able to manifest on purpose with purpose. And it's important to understand what's going on the inside so you could do this appropriately. Okay. You have to understand what's going on. How do I work with the energy of my body? Now, the language of our thoughts, the language of our mind is our thoughts, and the language of the body is our emotions, and it's our body. It's within the emotional state. It's within the emotional state that communicates to the universe. That's the creative state, is our emotional state. Now, you do have control of your emotions, but you have them indirectly. That's kind of the caveat. You have indirect control of your emotions through your thinking. So this is where the trick is, and this is where the practice is. So here's how I started. I'm going to manifest exactly a $20 bill. And you fill in your blank, whatever your intention is. Get your little notebook out, write the day and the date and the year, and write these words. I intend to manifest a blank, whatever it is, and describe it. Mine was a $20 bill, okay? You do what you want. Then create a visual. Think of a visual of you getting or seeing the thing. Okay, whatever it is. If you're going to picture a pink mouse with a purple jersey with the number 23 on his jersey, picture that. Get it in your mind and picture seeing it out in the world, in the real world, out in the 3D world. And then what emotion, assign an emotion that you would feel if you saw it. And mine was excitement. And I was picturing actually is picking up a $20 bill off the floor in the parking lot, in the floor of the grocery store. Now, I was also trying to manipulate how it was happening because I was going to the store like within the next half an hour. So I was getting ready. I stopped and did this meditation. I wrote this in my intention book. And then I'm like, okay, so now I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to find a $20 bill. And so I was like looking in the parking lot and I was looking in the aisles as I was, and then I did the self-checkout. And I'm like, well, maybe somebody will leave a $20 bill behind, or then it'll be in the parking lot, or I'll just see it. I was trying to manipulate how it was coming to me, which is why it didn't work. So it was until I completely stopped thinking about it and talking about it that then it showed up and my dad handed it to me. Okay. So that's part of the trick. Okay. That's part of the trick. So the intention, then you're going to create a visual. So then when I picked up, I saw and came across this $20 bill in my visual. Now this is what I did, but this was a clue that gave me this perfection that within 24 hours, I manifested this. Now you're thinking, oh my God, Jen, it's only a $20 bill. That's fine. I'm working on a $50 bill now. And then after I get that, then I'm going to do the $100 bill. And then after that, it's going to be $500. And I'm just going to keep going and keep going and keep going. And in my podcast, ongoing, I will make little notes about, oh yeah, and by the way, my little commercial break, I manifested my 500 and here's the story. It'll be weird to have it in there, but I think it's important. So I pictured my visual. I pictured finding it off the ground. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm waving it around. Oh my God, I just manifested $20 bills. And I'm being really obnoxious and loud and excited in my visual because here's the trick, here's the point, and here's what you need to practice, is doing it so weird and loud and obnoxious, if that works for you, in my visual that induces a real physical response in my body, because that's where you manifest, in the current moment, in the present moment. But I have to induce a physical response in my body. So I could feel my stomach drop. I could feel my face move into a smile. And then I just kept doing that. And I was like running around the grocery store parking lot, yelling at people, oh my God, look at, I just manifested this $20 bill. And she's like, oh my God, that's so great for you, right? And all I was doing is something in my visual that in my current physical body created that emotional response of excitement. And it worked. Then the next day. Right now that after that morning, that late morning, I was trying to force it, but as soon as I let go, then it showed up. Okay. Now, so there's part of, that's the big part and the big parts of the whole. Okay. Those are like steps 1 and 2 is a clear intent, the visualization to induce that emotional response. Now, when you want to now start putting it forward, here's the rest of the steps. So write it down. Be very clear about what it is. Start with something weird and crazy like a pink mouse and a purple jersey. If you want to do something weird and crazy like that, just for fun, right? To get in the fun of it. Then create your crazy visual. And then I guess the step 3 would be, what is your emotional response? Mine was excitement. Okay. Then you're going to sit. You're going to force your body to sit. Your body isn't going to want to sit, especially if you've not done a meditation practice before. Your body's not going to want to sit. You're going to force it to sit. Your mind is going to be in control. You're going to be like, you know what? Listen, body, I'm going to work on manifesting something. My mind is now in control. So body, you're going to sit. I will let you up when it's time. I'm in control. The mind is in control because am going to push a emotional response into the body so I can create something. If my body is wanting to get up and wanting to be distracted and wanting to go brush its teeth and go get a cup of coffee and start tooling around with the physical world, my mind is going to be in control. It says, nope, sit down, sit down, sit down. Part of that is going to be the practice for you too. But I'm telling you, it's freaking worth it. Okay? Once you get to sitting down, your mind is going to start bugging on you. That's your body like throwing different thoughts at you going, okay, this is weird. We don't know why we're doing this. So you need to get up. Don't forget, you have to get groceries. Oh yeah, by the way, you need to get all these things done before the kids come home. Oh yeah, blah, 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 right? All these things. And you're just going to keep refocusing. And you're going to focus on your breathing. I hope you're taking notes. You're going to focus on your breathing. You're going to breathe in and out. You're going to breathe deeply. You're going to slow your breathing down. This is going to help you to calm the nervous system and get the body to focus. Okay? Eventually, with practice, these clatters or the chattering of your mind is going to start slowing down. And so instead of thoughts popping up every 5 seconds, it's going to start popping up every 5 minutes. Okay? And you're going to go deeper and deeper into this energy field. So we're closing our eyes, turning off the physical world, turning off our ears. We're going inward. We're blocking the we're blocking the environmental state. So I don't engage and going inward. That's where we're going. Okay. And if you need to go back in time in my podcast and listen to The Art of Introspection, that is hugely important. Anytime you want to start creating, you have to create it from the emotional. So you need to know how you're feeling and you need to use your thoughts to point it there. Okay. So then as you're focusing on your breathing, you are then putting your awareness on your heart. In our heart is where we are creating our desire, whether it's a pink monkey or it's a $20 bill or it's a new house or a new job or a new partner. It doesn't matter. You're going to focus on your heart. Now, when you start to download the visual that has you jumping around, waving the $20 bill around or whatever it is you're doing that creates that excitement, pay attention to when you start feeling the sensation. When you start feeling the sensation, you, my friend, are on it. That is it. And that is the practice. You keep feeling and feeling and feeling and use your visualization skills, your imagination, your creative abilities, and get to that place where I am just so excited by the visual that I don't even need the thing. I know that sounds so stupid, and it does. I remember when I would hear that I'm like, well, why would I even try to manifest then? Because that's where you get to the place of your visual is so delicious that it satisfies your emotional state for want. Want is a very scarcity feeling, and it's a feeling of lack. The reason I want it is because I don't have it. So you don't want to be in that space. You want to be in the space of completion. Just like when you go to the restaurant and you order your food. You're not in a state of want, right? You're in a state of it's coming. And I'm confident that it's coming. And I'm confident that it's coming and it's going to be delicious. And it's going to be amazing. And it's going to be exactly how I ordered it. And it's going to be perfect. And it's going to be in a timely manner, right? That's the exact feeling. When you come out of that meditative state, that's where you want to be. That, my friend, is the trick. And you're going to continue to do it until it feels complete. So when you come out of that meditative state, you're just like, yeah, I totally got it. I feel completely complete. $20 is coming my way. The new house is coming my way. The new relationship is coming my way. The new job is coming my way. Whatever. The new house. Okay. And you keep doing that. And then here's what I want you to do. I want you to friend me on Facebook, Jen Mac, JenMac, or you can come to my Facebook group, Lady Rising, or my Facebook group, Chakras for Beginners, though I'd prefer, if you are a woman, to come to my Lady Rising group. When you come into the group, you're going to come in, say, I'm coming in through the podcast. You can even name the podcast. I think this is number 346, I believe. I'll look at the thing here. I'm sorry. This is going to be 345. So you say, I'm coming in through podcast number 345. Then when you come in, I want you to post. I want you to title it My Manifesting Experience. And I want you to share the freaking story. So I'm so excited to hear how you're doing it. I'm so excited to hear your steps. I can't wait to hear what you begin to manifest. Please, please share it with me because I just love hearing about it. I just want to hear about your stories. So I'm excited. And again, through the next few podcasts, I will be sharing my manifestation journey with you as well. So remember, with clear intent, create your visual, name your emotion. Could be excitement, could be in the flow, could be alignment, could be love, joy, calm, harmony, peace, whatever. You name your emotion and then use your visualization to get that emotional response in the body. And you keep doing it until it feels like you've placed your order and the universe got it. If you enjoyed this show, please consider making a small donation. This helps me to continue creating powerful episodes for you each week, but also you become a bigger part of changing the world by changing yourself one episode at a time. By investing in my show, you are investing in yourself, your life, and your planet. And by elevating yourself, you are elevating others around you. And I thank you.